Hi everyone, it's Kara, and I have a new Filofax to share with you guys today. I actually got this one to use at work, and if you remember from my earlier video when I first got my very first pocket Malden, which was the gray one, I was going to use it for kind of a combination of things to include notes for work. And I tried that for a while and I really didn't like it. And I've tried a couple other things which I'm going to show you a little bit later, but I just really found that the two things I tried I didn't like, and I don't like mixing my work stuff in with this pocket Malden and what I use it for. So I decided to get a different pocket, and I looked around and watched some more videos, and I actually picked one that is not only not a Malden, it's a Finsbury. It's not one of my traditional colors like a pink or even a purple. I actually got it and I took it out of the box. That's the only thing I've done because it was kind of tightly in there. But I actually picked the blue one. I love this color blue. I have been looking at it every time I see it in someone's pictures or video. It's just gorgeous. You can see that the leather on this one is kind of that pebbled look. And I think it's beautiful. It's got the, I don't know if you can see it with my lighting, but there's that little logo down there for Filofax. And I haven't opened it or anything. I just, like I said, took it out of the box because it was a really tight fit in there. So, let me show you what's in here. Open it up. Let me take off this little paper. And inside, you have a place for an ID. You have two credit card holders. A pocket in here as well. Then, of course, you have the rings. And this is all of the inserts. Let me see if I can just get this off of here. Comes with a fly leaf and looks like 2013, I think the whole year, which obviously I don't need. The A to Z dividers, and then, oh yay, some blank dividers, which I will probably be using, and some to-do lists, some address sheets, some note paper, a top-loading pocket, a ruler, and it looks like all of 2014. And then it has a zip pocket in the back, and it does have a pin loop in the back, and the pin loop is not elasticized, it's all leather. And let's check out the rings. They all look great, they all match up, there's no problem there. So this looks like it's in perfect condition. So I got this brand new from Pens and Leather. I want to say it was $44.75. I'm going to set it up and show you what I intend to use it for at work, and then kind of compare the two, what I'm using for this one and what I'm going to be using this one for. This one's going to stay mostly the same. I'm just going to tweak it slightly. And at some point, I'll also show you the other two Filofaxes that I use, because I actually will be using 4, which I can't believe I'm saying, because I know I used to watch the videos and see the blogs and think, why would anybody need to use this many? But I actually found a purpose for them, so I will share that with you. The first thing I'm going to do, like I said, is get this pretty blue one set up, and I will have more to come on that. I'll attach it to this video so you can see what it looks like when it's all ready to go. If you have any questions about this one, let me know. If you really like this color, just so you're aware, it is discontinued. So if you find it anywhere, and I think there might be 1 or 2 more of these blue pocket ones at Pens and Leather, you're going to want to snap it up because, like I said, it's discontinued. So when it's gone, and then you'll just have to try and find, you know, one of them on eBay or one of the Facebook groups that sells them, that kind of thing. So I'll be back with the setup. Bye, guys. Hi everyone, it's Kara, and I am back with my little blue Filofax that I have all set up and ready to go to work. It is going to work out, I think, pretty well for me. Just to kind of recap for you guys, I originally bought a Malden pocket, and I was going to keep some, you know, home and family stuff in here along with work stuff, and I decided that I didn't really like to mingle the two, and I wanted this particular one for a specific reason, which you're going to see here in a minute. It's going to actually save me bringing like 3 other things with me to work. So I think it's going to work out really well. let me show you what I was using. I found out pretty quickly I didn't like that the work stuff was in with my pocket molder that had also family stuff in it. So I had purchased this little Flex from Filofax. And I'm sure there's a lot of really good uses for it, but I needed something that would be able to go with me to meetings, that would hold my ID card because I work on secured floors, so I need a card to get in and out of the door. And I also needed it to be able to hold a key that is to my own personal workspace that secures my personal belongings. So I got this, and it wasn't bad. I could stick my work card back here, and I could also stick the key down here, but I just wasn't really secure with leaving the key here because I was afraid it was going to slip out, that kind of thing. And I also never did pick up the calendar, which might have made the system a little bit better. I just tried to make it work with the original 2 notepads that it comes with, which aren't bad, by the way. I mean, it's a good little system. I just don't think it's good for what I wanted it to do. So I kept this in my purse with me at work in case I had a meeting and I needed to take notes, but I decided to try something else, which was this little thing, to keep my work ID in and my phone because it was kind of portable. And I got just a really basic cheap model on Amazon when I was getting something else just to try it out. And I also could, again, slip my key down in here, and this material kind of stuck to the material. It wouldn't, like, when you did, you know, this kind of thing to dump it out, it wouldn't come out. So that was okay, but if I ever had a meeting, then I had to carry both. So that became kind of cumbersome. And then in addition to all that, in my purse, I was also carrying around a little change thing, because we have vending machines where I work, and sometimes I'll grab a soda, that kind of thing. So I always like to have some change or a couple dollars on me. So I had all 3 of those things in my purse, and this one Filofax is going to eliminate all 3 of those things. So let me show you how it's going to work. First of all, right in front, it has a place for my ID. This is my work ID right here. And when I go by the secured door and you have to wave your card, it will work right through the Filofax. I can just literally wave the Filofax and be good to go to get in. In the slots up here, I have my coffee card that I use. It also has a pocket down here that I'm going to use for work notes and things like that. Then I kept the front loading pocket in here, and I put it in the very front because I am going to try and monitor my spending at work, you know, how much I'm spending for meals as opposed to bringing in food from home. And so that's what I'm going to use this for, is the receipts for food that I buy at work. And just a couple little sticky notes in case I need them. Nothing fancy. This is a simple work Filofax. The first section that's right here, I left the dividers plain, by the way, and the first section is going to be weekly. That's that weekly calendar. I just took washi tape that coordinates and wrote weekly on it and put it right there. And in here, set up for next week, is just a simple week. It has my schedule. That's all it is. I have had a little blue scooter clip that I put in there to hold it together. And this gives me room to track my meals a little bit, and then to make any little notes, you know, if I have a meeting at work, etc., that kind of stuff. So I have that weekly calendar there. And then next I have a to-do section. Again, just use the washi tape. I use the to-do list out of here. I'm going to use these until they're all gone, and I have a few more. You know, sometimes I'm updating manuals and things like that, and I have a little list of things I need to remember. And then the last one is notes, which is going to be for meetings and things that I attend. And I just use the, you know, really brightly colored paper that I got online in Etsy, what I've shown you guys before. And I just thought it was fun, and it kind of went with the really pretty color that the Filofax is. So that's the actual inserts. And then in the very back, there's this zipper pocket that I can put the change, a few dollars, and the key in, and it's all nice and secured because the zipper's right here. I happen to have a pen that matched this perfectly. I didn't, you know, buy it to match. It just was one I had. And then this thing comes also with that big back pocket, which is going to be perfect for my phone. I don't have my phone handy right now, or I would show you, but it basically does fit right back in here. And even with all of the things in here, I can close it up and it fits fine. So I'll have a little portable system, you know, very similar to what I thought I would have here, but there'll be none of my home stuff in this one. No family stuff. You know, all of that will be separate in the Malden. So I think it's going to work out pretty well. I'm really pleased with it, and I really do like the quality of the Finsbury. You know, I'm very definitely a Malden girl. That's my favorite so far. I love the way they look, and I love the leather, and I love the way that you can stuff so much in here. But I would say that the Finsbury, if you want to try something a little cheaper in the beginning, and you want to go with leather, that this Finsbury is a really good alternative, because you do get, you know, a really nice leather Filofax, which will, you know, I don't know if I want to say stretch, but it will kind of, the leather will stretch out to accommodate a little bit more than a non-leather Filofax would. And this one also, this particular model, I guess you would call it, also comes in quite a few different colors, although please keep in mind this blue is discontinued. I happen to find it at Pens and Leather. I think there are a few more pockets available. But it is a discontinued color, and if you want to find it in like a personal, you're going to have to really hunt and probably get it secondhand. I don't see that they're out there too easily available. So if you have any questions about any of what I did in here, or anything in the video, leave them down below. I hope this was helpful for those of you who, you know, are wondering what you can do with more than one Filofax. I hate to say it, because I was one of those people that always thought, you know, I just need one. I'll just get my one little Filofax and I'll be fine. I can keep everything in it. I think I'm going to actually end up having probably, again, I can't believe I'm going to say this, I'm going to have 4 going at the same time. You already know that I have these two. These two are with me, are going to be with me all the time. And the other 2 will be probably staying home. One of those other 2 will be a personal, which you guys have seen. And that's my vintage pink Malden, which I love. And then I'm working on putting together an A5 that I'm going to be using too. And when I do that, I will do a video for you guys so you can check it out. But for now, once again, if you have any questions about the Finsbury or my setup, leave them down below. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at. Bye.